Hi, my name is Rebecca and welcome to Yarn and Pajamas. Today is Crochet Podcast number 85. How have you guys been? It's been a while since I've done a podcast. Not really had a whole lot to show. I've been like in a crochet slump, but I'm picking myself up out of it, and yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys all of the stuff that I made. Some of it's in pictures because I already mailed it out to the person that I was making it for. I'm slightly out of breath because I just ran downstairs to grab something and ran all the way back up to get myself a little bit of time to rest there. But the first two projects I'm going to show you, I used the same hook, the same yarn, and they were both gifts for someone. Summer and I done a crochet, well, not a crochet, but we done a swap, a false themed swap, and these were two of the items that I included in her swap. The first one is these sunflower coasters. Now, I first seen these, Julie at KS Mom Crochets made these coasters, and I thought they were super cute, so I went and done it. And it's a free pattern on YouTube. And of course, I will link it down below. But I used a 4mm hook and line brand 24/7 cotton in coffee and a lemon. And then the next thing that I made was this sunflower crochet doily. This one is a paid for pattern on Etsy from Lana Deer G. And links will be below, but I use the same 4mm hook and coffee and lemon line brand 24/7 cotton. So those were included in my swap. The next thing that I got finished was my fall wreath for my Hooked on Wreaths collaboration that I'm doing with Lori Hooks. And here is my wreath. So, this little wreath is comprised of just like a bunch of different pieces from different places. I will put the link to the reveal video up there for a more in-depth kind of thing if you're wanting to know like all of the colors and all of that, because I didn't write it down. But I know that the pumpkins I made using Katona cotton. I'm not sure of the color. I think maybe tangerine, but I just freestyled the pumpkins. I didn't really follow a pattern. The little nuts there, acorns, I used the pattern from Jen Hayes Creations, and I'll link it down below. And then the scarecrow was a free pattern here on YouTube. I cannot say the woman's name, but I will link it down below. The corn husks are real. They blew into my yard from the cornfield that I live close to. And the wrap is a, I think it's Big Twist static and blue, dusty blue multi, I believe. It was a thicker yarn. It was a 5-weight yarn. All of the rest of the stuff is a, Katona cotton or durable coral mini. The bow I got from the Dollar Tree. So here's the little hook. There's what the back of him looks like. I just glued everything in. So I got him finished. Let's lay him there. The next thing I've been working on is I have been reviving a sleeping whip. It's been sleeping for a bit, but it is my sunny mandala blanket. So I have finished off a bunch of they call them the small squares, but they're not really small. So I had all of the ones that I needed for squares. I had them all the way up to row 13 completed. I believe it was row 13 or 14. I think it was 13. So that last row of pink, and then I started squaring them off in the yellow, and I've gotten 6 of them finished. and I am on the 7th one, but I didn't bring it upstairs. I had just started the first round, and if you guys remember, I started making this for the fair but didn't finish it. And there is like a lot of Hobby Lobby colors in here. The yellow is Crafter's Secret from Hobby Lobby. In yellow, it's those big jumbo skeins that they have. The purple is Hobby Lobby, I Love This Yarn, and Amethyst. The orange is Hobby Lobby, I Love This Yarn, and Desert Glaze. Pink is I Love This Yarn, and Hot Rose. Green, Key Lime, and blue is Medium Blue. And I am using a 4.5 millimeter hook for the whole blanket. It is a paid for pattern, but the small square pattern is half free. So how to turn, like, this is the first part of the mandala up to row 13. And then the part to make a square is free. I will leave links to everything down below so that you can find everything. Guys, hold on just a second. I need to blow my nose. Okay, guys, thank you for holding on. One of the next things that I've been working on that is not crochet related, but it does take a lot of time. It takes me 2 days of the weekend to make this thing, and it is Mary Wilkinson's famous carrot cake. And I'll pop in a picture of one of the cakes that I made in October. I made 2 of these, and so far in November I have made 2 of these. And let me tell you, this thing is a beast. She is 3 layers high. I can tell you that the last one that I made for Thanksgiving was, I cut the whole recipe in half and just used that and made a 2-layer cake. And yes, it was still massively big though. But I found this recipe in one of those old Telephone Pioneer cookbooks. And I think it was just called like carrot cake, but it was submitted by a lady named Mary Wilkins. Mary Wilkins. And I started making this cake because my boss, my supervisor, her favorite cake is carrot cake, but she likes it with raisins. And so I was like looking through all of my old cookbooks and stuff to find a carrot cake with raisins, and that was the only one that I came across. So I thought, well, I will just do this. And it was a big hit. She liked it. Other co-workers liked it. One asked me to make one for him for his, well, I didn't know it at the time, but it was for his daughter's birthday, because his favorite cake is carrot cake and her favorite cake is carrot cake. But I thought he was just wanting a cake, but it turns out it was for his daughter's birthday. So I done that one. Then I done another one for a carry-in at work for Thanksgiving. I wasn't there for the carry-in. I was off work, but I took one in. The same gentleman asked me if I'd make one again. And then I made one for Thanksgiving here at the house. So I've made a bunch of these, and if anybody is interested and wants the recipe, just email me. It's a lot to put in the description box because it is made from scratch, the whole thing, including the cream cheese icing, which is the bomb. It's like the best icing that I've ever eaten, ever. Like, it's so good. Okay, so the carrot cake. I've been working on the carrot cake. I have also read a couple books, and I can't remember if I talked about these books before. So I thought, well, I'll just talk about them again. If nobody wants to listen, they can just hop on off. But I have finished 3 books, I think, since the last time that I talked about books. The first one is from Simone St. James, and it's called The Haunting of Maddie Clare. The Haunting of Maddie Clare. Now, Simone St. James is one of my recently found favorite artists or authors. I've really liked the Case Files, book that she wrote, and the Sundown Motel. I really liked both of those. So, it says, Maddie Claire is a paranormal mystery with a lonely young woman joining two paranormal investigators to discover why the ghost of a young servant is teeming with anger in a quiet English town. So pretty much you have this lady, is I think set in the 20s actually. She is like down on her luck. She's kind of like an orphan. She's real young, like early 20s. She's like barely scraping by. And she gets a job as like sort of like a secretary for this like paranormal researcher. His name's Alistair somebody, I can't remember. And he pretty much, wants her, and he's like, hey, I want to go investigate this ghost, but she hates men, so that's why I need you to talk to her. So, and there you will meet a host of characters in this town. You will try to figure out the mystery of Maddie. There's a little bit of a love interest. Now, I didn't think that the sexy time scenes would be so sexy time, because it is set in the 20s, and I feel like people were a bit more prudish back in the 20s. But there's some sexy time, so just know that going in. But it was really good. I really liked the book. I can't wait to read some more of her historical, like paranormal fictions that she has. I do listen to my books through my Libby app. It pairs with my library, and I can listen to audiobooks for free. So that's how I like to do things these days, because it affords me to be able to crochet as I am reading a book, which is awesome. Okay, the next book that I finished was They Did Bad Things by Lauren Forey. This one was pretty good. I really liked it. It was a good like little thriller, like a fast-paced kind of thriller. I mean, like, it's not mind-blowing or anything like that. But I wrote down like a little like non-spoilery type thing here. It says 6 college roommates are having their last party of the year when the next morning one of them is found dead. 20 years later, unbeknownst to them, they will all be reunited for a weekend at Wolf Heather Manor, a beautiful forested inn on an isolated island in Scotland, where the only way in or off the island is by a ferry boat. So, the 5 remaining roommates show up, and obviously they know this has something to do with the guy who passed away. So it is, essentially what's going on that weekend. You don't know what happened to the young man that was found dead the morning after the party. And you also don't know, like, what's going on with these people that are in this house, because it's 20 years later. They were really close friends, but now they've all kind of spread apart. So each one of them has like a secret that the person who brought them together knows, and is kind of blackmailing them with staying there. It's like, if you stay, I won't expose you, kind of deal. And like I said, it was pretty good. It was a thriller. It wasn't like, earth-shattering or anything like that. But if you're looking for a good, like, fast-paced thriller, it was all right. And the last book I finished was The Only One Left by Riley Sager. And he is a go-to author of mine. I will read everything that he comes out with. I have fun with all of his books. They're all fast-paced. They're not boring. They have like really good twists and turns in them. So I really like his writing style. So this says, a spooky mansion frozen in time, perched high upon the rocky cliffs, a slowly crumbling manor that is falling down to the churning waters of the Atlantic below. This is called Hope's End, the home of elderly Lenora Hope, the only surviving member of her family. So the story is set in the 80s as a caregiver arrives at Hope's End to care for Lenora. But a mystery develops as to why the previous caregiver fled and left all of her belongings behind. So I think her name is either Kit or Kat. I can't remember. She's a caregiver in the 80s. She does not want to go to Hope's End because Lenora is sort of like... who's the girl that with the hatchet, she killed her mom and dad? I want to say Libby, but that don't sound right. Anyways, it's like her. What was her name? Something took an axe and gave her father 40 whacks. Because there's like even like a little rhyme in the story about Lenora Hope. So she kills like her entire family, like back in the 20s or something like that. So Kit does not want to go there and work for her, but once she arrives, Lenora is very old. She's had a couple strokes. She's like bound to her chair or her bed, and so she doesn't find that she's in any kind of danger, but it is very mysterious that Mary, her previous caregiver, just up and vanished one night and did not even take her belongings or anything like that. So, yeah, it was a really good book. I really liked it. Like I said, it's full of twists and turns, and they were very twisty and very turny, and it was just very, very good. So, currently, I'm reading one called Cackle and one called All Hallows Eve, but I didn't listen to them fast enough and they got returned, so I will have to re-download them or re-borrow those and finish those up. Those were my Halloween reads, and if that tells you anything, guys, I have not listened to any books in the month of November. I started those right before Halloween, so right at the end of October. So I really should be finishing those. Okay, crochet wise, upcoming, I have some news. I am going to be doing Vlogmas. So daily videos. They're not going to be long, just little short videos, because I know a lot of people will be doing Vlogmas. And I wanted to keep my videos like 5 minutes or under, to keep them kind of short, so that people could, you know, watch and move on, kind of, because I know that there's going to be a lot of content to devour during that time, during Vlogmas. So I believe I'm only going to do the 25 days, the first 25 days, and then after that I'm not going to do any more Vlogmas. I may, I don't know, but right now the plans are just the first 25 days. My podiversary is coming up. My channel will be turning 3. I'm trying to plan something for that as well. I have a Hooked on Murder that I would like to get done. I just have all these big plans, but please stay on the lookout for on December the 1st for Vlogmas, because I am for sure doing that. And I think that's all that I have upcoming. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys have been working on and what you guys have been up to. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye.